Hey, what's going on, everybody? Phil here, and today I want to talk about a game I played yesterday as Vanilla Ariadna versus Military Orders in Supremacy. So, going into my list, uh, I know that on this channel a lot of my games have been with Maroon 5. However, a lot of the games, most of my N5 games have been on TTS, and I have not been playing Maroon 5. Um, Now, I know that Margot and Dirac are very powerful, but I think I have aired my grievances before saying when I bring them, I feel like I must use them on turn one because having two orders off the table uh, for more than a turn is just so detrimental. Um, that said, I've been talking to people, Maroon 5, not to Maroon 5, and one of the things that's attractive about them is that they are just such probably the most powerful thing that vanilla Ariadna can bring. Just the ability to drop a dog in your opponent's DZ um, really is way more of a highlight than anything else. The Chernobog you can think of, but other people can bring better tags. Usha, I just don't think anything stands up to Maroon 5. So we're trying them today, and let's go through my list. So as my lieutenant, I am playing Colonel Veronin. I think in my last games, I have also been going without Chain of Command. I've played a lot of games with Chain of Command, and I think the tax is just too high to bring Chain of Command. Whether that be the Tank Hunter, most of the time I have done it with Vasily. And then there is also the Zenit 7, which I think is okay. It's just 30 points, half a swick. The AP marksman rifle's okay. But yeah, we're going without it. I think I have a pretty strong defensive setup, and other than guided, I think it will be quite difficult to get to him. All right, then we have, as stated, Maroon 5. They are in Group 1. A thing that I wanted to really experiment with this game is there's a player on the IGL Discord who's been talking a lot about splitting them into different groups as the first thing you do in every game, and I was excited to try that. Then we have our two big defensive pieces, the Scout Mine Layer and the Chasseur Mine Layer. They're really great if I'm not suspecting either, a pitcher or an impersonator that I would want to hold Veronin as my reserve to keep him as far away from those threats as possible. These two are likely going to be my two reserves. Then I have one Dog Warrior. I think I can only sneak in one with Mirage 5, so just one instead of my regular two. Conductor Cheap Order, Kyber Volk, and the Dozer. Just some relatively cheap orders. I had the extra three, so I can give him a turret this game, which I totally forgot about. Then we have one Strelok and two Strelok, so these are great button pushers. They add to the camo shell game, and I want one in each group so that they both have the ability to press buttons using separate orders. Then we have someone I have only used in this game thus far, Nauf. It's kind of cute that he has decoy now. Really want to use him as an offensive gun, really great at killing off flash pulses, and then a good offensive gunfighter. However, I am always scared when I use him because if something goes wrong, he's probably toast. Then my lovely Dynamo duo, again, just super utilitarian. So I love this duo. Cheap, super fast. The only big downside is their annoyingly large S4 bases. And then another new addition is this Cataran. This is kind of taking the place of what I had been using Vasily for, is kind of a long range camo ARO. He's just one BS less. He doesn't have dogged, but for a discount of, what is that, 16 points? Um, he's doing the job pretty well. Yeah, he can't press buttons, but Vasily was usually in such a position that he couldn't press any buttons anyway. All right. So moving on to my opponent's list. My opponent was very excited to try the Seraph. So we can see at the top of the list, we have the Seraph. And along with the Seraph, we have kind of the support for the Seraph, which we have the Knight Commander bring two Lieutenant orders to help fuel the Seraph, and then a Curator in case anything goes wrong. He also has an Evo hacker. He could put fairy dust up if he likes. So moving on to the rest of the list, we have this four-man core here. We have a Black Friar HRL, could take opportunistic shots in active. Also a pretty strong ARO piece. The Knight Commander, the Crozier. It's gonna look like these are two Croziers in the link. And then Brother Konstantinos, pretty good close range gunfighter as long as he doesn't have to deal with templates. And just a decent all-around piece. A little bit expensive though. We have a baggage bot, cheap order, Trinitarian. Is just a really strong piece. As long, again, he can avoid templates, but hidden deployment, enemy can't touch him, and then he can go press a button. An interesting pick here is the Knight of Santiago for 38 points. So he's a pretty beefy combat jumper. We do have the Evo bot to help him land. And he is a classified machine, pretty lethal with this boarding shotgun +1 burst and also pretty powerful in CC. So definitely an interesting pick to see in the list here. Techby, I mean, if you're bringing a tag, why not? 9 points. Adhesive launcher Flash Pulse is just really great defensively and just a cheap order. Then group 2, we only have 3 orders, but we have that Evo hacker I spoke about, a TR bot, which again, we can put assisted fire on that with the mule bot to make it even scarier in ARO. And then, of course, this engineer to help fix the Seraph or pick up that TR bot. So with that, let's get into the game. And first, we're going to go over my opponent's deployment. So I won the lieutenant role, and I decided to pick the far side of the table you see here, and my opponent elected to go first. So going from left to right, we have his TR bot, we have a PAL bot connected to the curator, we have the Evo hacker, TechB, just the baggage bot. We have a standing up Black Friar. Then we have one Crozier, two Crozier, Konstantinos, and another Palbot connected to the Crozier. Now, prior to the game, we're discussing a little bit. He has one reserve, and I am relatively certain that it is a Seraph. So now moving on to my deployment, we have a conductor here just chilling prone. We have the Kybervolk, Dog Warrior, Veronin. Again, I placed him not as a reserve. That is because I think military orders is kind of you get what you see, and I'm not worried about pitchers or an impersonator. Then we have my Dynamo Duo. On the left is the regular Dynamo. On the right is the paramedic. We have a Nauf decoy, Nauf for real. We have a Cataran standing. And we have the Kybervolk Dozer over here. So just to talk about this Cataran deployment quickly, normally I like to have, a scout on this side and a Cataran on this side kind of watching like this. However, this deployment didn't really allow for that. I could have put one up here looking this way. However, then I have nothing looking this way. So I put my Cataran here, kind of having angles like this. And I wait and see where I will put my scout. Putting it here is a possibility, but I'll wait to see where he puts his reserve. And yes, my two reserves are the scout and the chasseur. So going on, we see he puts his Seraph here as his reserve, ready to kind of make a forward move. And my reserves are going to be the chasseur who goes here. His mine will go here. And with the Seraph being on my right side of the table, I elect to put my scout here and my EM mine right here. All right. And with that, we get the game started, and I go ahead and deduct 2 orders out of group 1. So he has 7 orders in group 1, 3 in group 2. We both order speedballs. So the first thing he does is he orders speedballs. He orders a repair kit here for the Seraph, and he orders a mystery ball here. So the mystery ball is a jetpack and lands, and the repair kit fails, and he puts it back here. So the first thing he does is he goes back and grabs the repair kit and then comes back forward, ready to move with his Seraph. He does that with his lieutenant, one of his lieutenant orders, and then he moves to the right side of the table. This link advances a bit, Konstantinos. There are no AROs, so the black air moves to here. Both croziers come up and end up like here and here. And then Konstantinos gets his jetpack, comes around here, and presses the button on his first attempt. So now with that button pressed and his link moved into a more comfortable position for him with them being on the building and the black air in a better position, the Seraph decides to kind of make a poke at my camo a bit. He slices the pie coming forward to just see the mine here, attempts to discover and fails. Then he pokes up here to see the Cataran, attempts a discover and fails. He then jumps up onto this building and lets out a repair bot, or not a repair bot, but the Ox bot, the helper bot, whatever you want to call it, and comes up here and presses the button. He also puts assisted fire on his TR bot and moves his mule bot over to here to be in the zone. All right, and with that, I am starting my first turn. So to start off my turn, like I said, there's been this player who always talks about how you need to, first things first, use a command token to split Maroon 5 into different groups. So I go ahead and do that. I put Margot into group 2. Then, because I want to use Maroon 5, I take weight of what are the things that are stopping Maroon 5 from doing what they want to do. The Seraph is here, but it is facing this way, so I don't see that as being an issue. But this TR bot with its 360 visor, I do think is an issue. So first order now stays prone, moves here, then moves up to the corner. Can't get into the gunfight with just the one first half order, so I need to spend another order. I peek just the TR bot and put it down. That is one of the things that's just scary about Nauf. I was, he had assisted fire, so I think he was 4 5s versus my 3 13s. Sure, it sounds pretty good, but if Nauf gets hit, he's going down, and then I'm kind of in a lot of trouble. So it is what it is. It worked out here, and I could have then, maybe used the Cataran to try, but glad it worked, but still, it was scary. Okay, now we're going to use Maroon 5, so I think it is best we look at my opponent's deployment for that. So the first thing that happens is Margot comes on the board here on the left side, out of everyone's line of fire. We move up with the first order after landing. Palbot dodges, but nothing else can hear me. Then Margot comes out to here just to peek at the curator. Remember this Blackfire has moved up here, so cannot see her. Curator elects to dodge. We're just outside 16, so I'm on 4 11s. I think I get 2 crits and a hit. Put him down, and then I come over here, put down the tech bee, and then I kind of just park myself right around here. And I have used pretty much all of the group 2 orders. But now it is time for group 1. So Duroc lands over here. He is able to move up. He jumps up in the air. Oh, and as he moves up, we get dodges from these 2 who are now here and here. The crozier on the right fails its dodge, and the crozier on the left succeeds. However, it does reveal now that that is the Knight Commander. So with that knowledge, I now jump up in the air and down, and I get uh, everybody dodges. Um, we put down this guy, the I forget what the heck it's called. Black Friar succeeds its dodge, and we get another successful dodge. Then now that we are closer, we are able to successfully jump up. Um, we get uh, shots from the Knight Commander and a dodge from the Knight Commander and shots from the Black Friar. I put chain rifles into both of them. The Knight Commander fails its dodge, goes unconscious. The Black Air fails its dodge and goes unconscious. But a pistol shot does put a wound onto um, Duroc. Worth mentioning, on my approach, I used my speedballs. I put them both next to Duroc. I got a Vitapack from the one I picked, and I rolled a Vitapack from the one I rolled. The one I picked failed to land, and I put it back here next to Veronin. And the one that I was lucky enough to roll a Vitapack with succeeds, and Duroc picked that up. So now he is up here. We have the whole Harris unconscious. Or no, we have 3 of 4 of the members unconscious. We just have a Mulebot down here and Konstantinos over here, still conscious. So what I do is I hop down with Duroc basing the EvoBot. Uh, Not the EvoBot, just the baggage bot. The baggage bot elects to CC me, and the curator dodges. I decide I am going to CC the baggage bot, and the baggage bot crits me and stuns Duroc. Okay, it happens, but not to be deterred. I decide to start moving with my dog warrior. I have about 3 regular orders left, and my dog warrior's irregular order. So irregular order, I jump up over here. This prompts an ARO from the Seraph who shoots at me. And I say, I don't care, and I super jump forward anyway, getting out of its line of fire. He does put a wound on me, so I transform. Next, I come up here. Konstantinos is dodged and is now here. Oh, and here is my QAZ creature, and the enemy's QAZ creature is on the other side. So I come up to here. I think, whatever. If the QAZ creature CCs me, it will. However, if what I do is going to be dependent on what Konstantinos does. If he shoots me, I'm going to chain rifle him and just eat everything. But if he just dodges, I'm just going to CC the QAZ creature back. What happens is the QAZ creature CCs me, and Konstantinos does elect to dodge, so I just CC the QAZ and put it down. Then I super jump over this way. Konstantinos dodges, but can't get out of line of fire of my dog. So the dog just jumps over to here. Konstantinos dodges. He is in cover though now. If I ask him if he has mimetism, he does. So I'd be throwing a grenade on a +3, -3 for mimetism, -3 for cover. So I would be on a 13, burst 1. I don't like it. I just say, whatever, I'll chain rifle you. He fails his dodge, and I put Konstantinos unconscious. And then I have 1 order left, and the conductor just moves up to here. So just to look at what the table looks like after my first turn, we have Margot parked here. We have the Seraph parked here. It's Flamer bot up here, and it's Button Pusher bot here. And then we have a subconscious TR bot. TechB is no longer with us. Curator no longer with us. Knight Commander no longer with us. Crozier no longer with us. Konstantinos dead as well. A couple more pictures. Here's Duroc stunned by the EvoBot. And we get to my opponent's top of his second turn. So he's kind of feeling a bad spot. At this moment, there are 3 models for him on the table. He has the EvoBot, the baggage bot, he has the EvoBot, and he has the Seraph, um, but he's going to give it a shot. And he's in loss of lieutenant. So he puts up assisted jump or whatever it's called and jumps his Knight of Santiago here successfully. Then he converts the baggage bot's order in an attempt to do his classified, but does not succeed. Then he decides to go kind of crazy with the Seraph. See if I can get a better angle on that, and I can. So he takes his Seraph, he jumps this way, he takes the Flamer, he jumps this way, and he takes the Button Pusher Bot and jumps this way. And here is where I decide to blow my load of camo. So the Flamer Bot actually gets up here, triggering the Shock Mine. Let's just put circles where everything is. Button Pusher Bot, tag, Flamer Bot. So we get the shock mine goes off on the flamer bot. The EM mine goes off on all of them. I elect to reveal my scout to shoot at the tag, and I elect to reveal my Cataran to shoot at the tag. So that way he needs to decide, is he going to oppose these shots or is he going to dodge the EM mine? He elects to fight. So we get a flamer from the flame bot on the scout. We get 3 shots into the Cataran. We get 1 shot into the Scout. So Scout makes the Flamer save. Then we do the face-to-face between the Scout and the Seraph. He's on a 12, I believe, and I am on a 15. I win the face-to-face, and he fails the save, so he takes 2 wounds, but then heals 1 back up from the repair kit. The Seraph wins the face-to-face with the Cataran, killing the Cataran, and then Flamerbot goes down to the shock mine, and the EM mine successfully immobilizes and stuns the entire group. Then he reveals a Trinitarian, comes over here. I discover delay. And then it doesn't really matter with the next order. He just pushes the button and gets put into paste to get his 3 points, and then we just decide to call it from there. So I think it was a good run for Ariadna this game. I am still a bit scared of the active turn gunfighting. The things that made me feel uneasy were Veronin. I didn't have a great place for him on this table. I was worried that he was going to push it to the limit with this Seraph and come around and shoot Veronin that way. He did mention the possibility of dropping the Santiago nearby, but one of the nice things about these camo marker arrows is it's essentially 360 visor, so he would have eaten a free T2 sniper shot at the very least if he had tried that. So that's what made me feel a little bit uneasy. And the other one was how much was resting on Nauf winning this face-to-face. If he had failed, I guess Margot kind of could have come up and around and shotgunned the TR bot in the back. But even then, he's still shooting back on 4 dice and can always crit me. So that's what made me feel uneasy. Dirac was awesome. And that is that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.